Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. It's feeling like it's going to be a good day. Thought what we would do today is let's talk about how we measure windows for perforated vinyl, which we call one-way window graphics as a marketing term for our clients. All right, the wife's let me borrow the Explorer today, so I can bring my ladder. And then, of course, I'm gonna need this, a little grid paper. All right, you can see we're gonna be installing window graphics from this panel all the way over to right there. And that's where it's gonna stop. It's a little bit unusual because these windows are quite skinny. Here's how I go about taking measurements of them. So first of all, I like to use graphing paper to really just map everything out. So you can see right here, this is what I'm calling section number 1. So we got a total of 3 windows, plus we got the 2 windows and the doors. So let's kind of come down here and map it out a little bit. You can see I got 14.5 on the width on the 2 right and left windows, 94 inches tall, 12 inches above there, and it's 70.25 wide. And then I got the measurements on the inside. Now, one thing that's really important to get is the gap that's between, and let me show you what that is. This gap right here, we need to know what the distance is between that so that we can factor that into our design. And I factored in the gap of 3.25 inches right there. One thing I will say is do not assume that that's going to be 14.5 all the way down, because that was certainly not the case. This next section, section 2, the windows on the left and right were actually 15 inches wide. So that meant I really needed to go through each one of these and get an accurate measurement of them all. Rather than diagram them out each time, instead I just list what the differences are. So section 5 is 14.5 on the left, section 5 is 15 on the right, and I did that going all the way down. Now we do have 2 panels that are just like this, so that complicates things a little bit. So I diagrammed this one separately. You can see here how I did that. Now what's kind of confusing is you have to get the gap measurements all the way around. Very important, because that's going to allow our designer to set up guidelines within Illustrator, or you could also do it within InDesign in order to make sure the graphics get lined up properly. Also, I got the measurement between sections, which is about 13 inches. And what I mean by that is, here's section 2 and here's section 3. This gap right here is 13 inches. So you can see here on this window, the height of it is actually about 61 3/16. But rather than put that exact measurement in there, I want the windows to be a little bit smaller. So I'm just gonna write in 61 inches. While I'm out of school, I like to get an video and photos of any type of mascots that they have, as well as color schemes. So you can see here, I was described to me that the school colors are Carolina blue and orange. Now you may have noticed that the school mascot is the Warriors, and before anyone out there on YouTube starts decrying the fact that they are using Native Americans as a mascot, we are actually in a Native American community. So this is part of the Lumbee tribe. Probably, I don't know the demographics, but probably about 90% of the students are probably Lumbee. Most of the teachers are Lumbee. Most of the administrators are Lumbee Indians as well. So they're very proud of their heritage. They like to be referred to as Indians, and so they don't mind that term at all. That's what they prefer, and it's a really neat culture that exists here in this county. Hey guys. So that's how we do our window measurement. I wanted to get into how we set up actual design files, but I think I'll save that for a future video. Sitting in here at the high school parking lot, looking like a creeper, recording myself, waiting on my daughter to get out of band practice. So it's about 8 o'clock on a Wednesday evening, and today went pretty good. Got a lot done today. We did our very first test run of printing heat transfer vinyl, and applying that to a shirt. So that went really well. Weeding it is actually pretty easy, but it's definitely time consuming, especially with the design, this particular design that we had. But I think that's going to work out pretty well, which I'm glad, because we also have 100 koozies to do for a client. The koozies will get here Friday. The client is picking them up Friday. So I need everything to go well. I have another client that I just found out today that the program I've been working on for them for their pageant, they need it Friday. So I'm trying to scramble to figure out how to do that. Normally we would send that off, and there's just no way. So I'm gonna have to print that in-house or find somebody that can. Same thing with a football program that we need to print. They could wait until next week, but I would love to knock it out for them if we can, but I just don't know if that's gonna be possible. The van is ready, thank God. I'll be picking that up tomorrow, so that means we'll be able to go out and do some window perf installs, plus we could work on our EDDM campaign, which is great because I need to get that out the door, because I have more EDDM campaigns coming in. It's just been a super busy time. One big thing that we are considering right now is renting my old space back again. Lamar, our new guy, has a ton of sublimation equipment, heat transfer, all that kind of stuff, and it would be super convenient to have his equipment near us. Plus, we're planning on getting laser equipment. We're planning on getting probably an embroidery machine, and so it's gonna make sense for us to have that space. So we're probably going to work out something in the next week to get that with my landlord there. So anyways, I'll be going back into the old space, and that means we'll be having to knock down a couple walls and doing that sort of thing. So things are about to get very crazy, but it's been a crazy year so far. Anyways, that's the update for today. I will catch you guys tomorrow.